My name is George Gallegos. I have 3 businesses that I run already. One of them is the insurance business, like Olga. Another is a property management business. Elizabeth and I have 19 properties that we manage. And then I have a production company that makes no money. Okay, but that's because it's more of a hobby, but we have it incorporated so that we can take the advantages that the government allows us in taxes. So it's a non-profit, basically, even though it's set up as a for-profit company. It's not a profit, but we get to write off those things, in the process. So I think what we need to do tonight is talk about why should your people, when you make a presentation, why should they get involved in this program of investing? Okay, and what we want to encourage people to do is get out of the U.S. dollar, get away from the U.S. dollar, because it's going to crash. The 2008 crash, market recession that we had is nothing compared to what's coming. And I'm going to tell you that we're operating on credit right now. We're $17 trillion in debt that we will never pay. Wow. $17 trillion in debt, and it continues to grow by every second. You can see the money clock, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes. And we're borrowing more money. Okay. Now, if you have a credit card and that's what you're living on your credit card, and the bank finally says, you know what, that's it, we're going to cut you off. Where are you going to get your money from? You're done. You're finished. And this country is close for that happening. China, for the most part, owns us. China is our credit card. Okay, and I like to give the example of an addict. Okay, if we're going to fix this country, which we're not. Okay, we're not going. It's not going to happen. It would be. We have to take our lumps. We have to go through some suffering so that we can, we just have to take our lumps. That's all. We have to cut off the credit and just go through hardship, because that's what we need to do. There's 2 generations of people, of citizens in this country who have not seen hardship. Now, I know you folks have. You probably have.
Oh, yes, I have.
And most of you who came here from another country, well, I know where you came from, but still, you had hardship. I know you did.
I have hardship.
Yeah. So and this is why your people are so successful, because they do whatever it takes to be successful. Americans don't have that anymore. We're a instant gratification. That means I want it now. I don't care how we get it. I want it now. We know no hardship. Okay? So this is why this country is in the mess that it's in right now. That's why you're successful. Elizabeth is successful, and all you folks that came from another country realize what this United States can do. Our people, Americans, do not know what this country can do because they hand everything out. Okay? I like to talk about the drug addict. A drug addict, he takes heroin, meth, whatever, and he feels good. As long as he's getting the drug, he feels good. But if he says, I want to get off drugs, he's got to go through it. And pardon my language, he's got to go through hell. He's got to suffer while he's withdrawing from the drug.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
He's got to suffer. He's got to go through that hardship of withdrawal. But guess what? Sometimes they say, I can't do it. Give me another drug. And I feel great again. It's the same thing we're going through right now with our money. The money is we're saying, yeah, we're going to do better. We're going to, we want to go through this hardship, but then things start getting difficult. What do? We go out and borrow more money, and everything's okay. Everything's better now. It's not going to be better. We're headed toward a major, major crash. That's why I say to you folks to get out of the U.S. dollar, forget about it. Get into something else, And gold, of course, has got intrinsic value. Intrinsic means that it's got, it in and of itself has got value. Like, it will always be worth something because of what it is. Diamonds have intrinsic value. dollars don't. Now, give us a good example about dollars. Now, you folks probably don't realize this. Back in the back in the 60s, I think, when Richard Nixon was president of this country, every dollar, every paper dollar it was a silver certificate. You remember those?
Yeah.
Silver certificate, meaning that you could go to any bank and get a dollar's worth of metal that was worth something. Okay. Now, if you look at a dollar, and I think I have it, it's a Federal Reserve note, a promise to pay. Okay, a promise to pay. They're all that way. A promise to pay. Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about these dollars. Now, I don't care how much money you have in the bank, or you could have $1 million in the bank, and those poor people, these poor rich people that are sitting on tons of money in the bank, is going to get eaten up by inflation. What kind of business you in?
Well, I get off into the restaurant business.
Okay, restaurant. Let's just use a restaurant business. Okay, so if you have a Russian restaurant, and you're the only Russian restaurant in town, and you have good quality food in your Russian restaurant, people are going to come to eat Russian food in your restaurant, and you can charge whatever you want because you are it. You're the only game in town. Okay, and you have good service, good quality food. They pay.
That's
period.
right.
So then I come in and I say, you know what? I'm going to open up a Russian restaurant because they've got all kinds of business. So I'm going to take business from your restaurant. Okay? So now what are you going to do? And my prices are lower. So you're going to do one of two things. You're going to lower your price to compete with me.
That's right.
And then another say, hey, these two people are doing great in their restaurant. I'm going to open up. Okay, my point is, you get a lot of people doing the same thing, the prices are going to come down. Now, what's my point?
Right.
What's my point?
That's right.
These people that have millions of dollars in retirement, and we're printing money right now that's worthless. Okay? So the more money we print, the less it's worth. So you can have $1 million in the bank, but if it only buys $500,000 worth of goods, all you've got is $500,000.
Right.
Right? That's inflation. And the more money that we print, and we're doing it every single day, it's worthless. Who knows about the Federal Reserve Bank? Have you heard about the Federal Reserve Bank?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Do you think it's owned by the federal government?
No, that's what they say.
It's not owned by the federal government. It has nothing to do with the federal government. Let me tell you about the Federal Reserve Bank. Elizabeth is going to be the Federal Reserve Bank. She's my Federal Reserve Bank. And I'm U.S. Bank, let's say. Anyway, I'm just me. And I'm going to go to Elizabeth and I'm going to say, I need $100,000. Elizabeth's going to go down in her basement. She's going to print up $100,000 and give it to me and charge me interest. She didn't do anything for it. She just went downstairs and printed it. That's the Federal Reserve Bank. Owned by 5 families, 2 in the United States, 3 in Europe. Okay? That's the Federal Reserve Bank. It has nothing to do with the U.S. government. Nothing to do with the U.S. government.
Well, most Americans think that it does.
Most Americans are led to believe that. That's a fact. That the Federal Reserve Bank has nothing to do with the U.S. government. So, what kind of sense does that make? She does nothing except print money, gives it to me, and charges me interest, and we pay it. What do you think about that? It's pretty dumb, isn't it? But it happens every single day. Gold, on the other hand, Europe is going to be the powerhouse of the world. Okay, Germany leading. It's the strongest country in Europe. They've got most of the world's gold, and there is talk that the Deutschmark they're going to go to the Deutschmark and make it backed by gold. And how is that going to affect us? Well, why would anybody want to use the dollar to pay the bills when it's worthless? They're going to use something they have faith and confidence in, and this is what the United States used to be. It was the faith and confidence of the credit of the United States it still is the world currency. The world pays their bills in U.S. dollars. That's going away. It will go away soon. Can't tell you when. I don't know when, but it's going away. And it's possible, and it's not even the euro. Euro's not that good a shape either. And that's all. It's all planned out by Germany. Germany knows exactly what they're doing. You have to realize Germany is a country that lost 2 world wars. They went down to rubble, nothing, zero. And they're back up. They're powerhouse Europe. Powerhouse Europe. And they will lead. They will lead the world economy. They run everything in Europe. You know? And the Deutschmark, probably, I don't know, but they have most of the gold in the world. And so that's why we're here. We're here to talk about why should you get involved in gold. Now, I think most of us probably don't have $7,000 that we can put money and go buy 3 or 4 ounces of gold. Okay. Now, the presentation you're going to see later is going to talk about a method where you can pool the money and buy gold. So we're going to show that presentation here in a minute, but that's a hedge against inflation. And one of the things, let's see, what is this about gold? Gold is the money of kings.
That's right.
Okay. Gold is the money of kings. Silver is the money of lords. And bartering is the money of peasants. And credit cards is the money of slaves. What's the other one? One more, right? So anyway, that's why you want to have some gold in your investment portfolio, because that will always be worth. Thank you. That will always be worth something. Gold has never been zero. Gold goes up, gold goes down, but it's never zero.
You should worry about that.
You know, it's never zero. I used to invest in the commodities, which is a lot of fun. That's just, you can go to Las Vegas and do well. You know, it's the same type of deal with commodities. I used to buy corn and coffee. And man, I was really in tune with weather. I used to watch the weather reports all the time, you know, because those crops depend a lot on the weather. We made a lot of money in coffee when they had that freeze in Brazil. Made a lot of money in coffee, but I lost it in corn. So, you know, I mean, it was.
It's just chance and everything.
Yeah. So, what you want to do is you want to have gold in your portfolio. And who's got $7,000 you can go out and invest and buy some gold? Well, what this marketing plan does is you pool your money. And I was talking to Lana earlier about investment clubs. There used to be, and still is, people would get together, people like us would get together and say, let's form a company so that we can buy gold. Now, you know that a corporation is a legal entity. So all of us would own a share of this company, and we would buy stock. And if it went up, we'd share the profits, and if it went down, we'd share the losses as a group.
That's right.
Okay?
That's the way it should be done.
And this is the same concept. There's no formation of a corporation, but you use the pool. You pool your money together, and at the 15th, the 4th level or something, you get $3,500, and then I don't know the whole scenario, but the presentation goes into it. Now, why am I involved in this thing? I mean, I've got two successful companies. I have Blackjet Productions, which it's successful because I like it, so it's successful for me. But why am I involved in this company? Because I'm facing the same situation everybody else is. What's going to happen when the dollar plunges and I lose all my clients because they can't pay their insurance? Let me tell you something. You know, we're the last people to get paid. If you had to buy groceries, you're not going to pay the insurance. You know, it's a bottom line. You're not going to pay your insurance agent. Right. You got to go buy food.
That's right.
You know, and the doctor gets paid last too. Yeah.
That's right.
So I've got to get ready for that. And who's going to pay the rent? You know, I mean, we'll get that before we pay the insurance guy. You know, so I'm preparing for that kind of stuff, which is why I'm involved in this. You know. Okay. And so I think I'm a fairly intelligent and have a fair amount of intelligence in investments.
Oh, yeah, you know.
And so I want you guys to watch this video and see how it works. And then if you're interested in pursuing this, and I know most of you already have, and really this presentation is mainly meant for you folks to tell your people what I just told you tonight. We have to create the need, because a lot of people don't know what I just said to you. You know, they need to know this. And there's tons of information out there. You know, I just bought 3 books that talk about what's going to happen in this country. Oh, here's the other thing, very important. How does the United States economy affect the world economy? If you're in business and you depend on, you lend me money, okay, or you bought goods from me, and you have to depend on how I pay you to pay your bills because you bought from other people, and you depend on me to pay you so that you can pay them. Well, if we quit paying, what are you going to do?
That's right.
And if we owe everybody in the world, which we do, and we stop paying those people, that creates a worldwide recession because we still are the most powerful economic force in the world because we keep pumping money in. But China's already talking about pulling out. They've already discussed that. There are some countries already not using the dollar anymore. And it's getting more and more and more. Anyway, that's my point. That's how the world economy is affected by the functions of the United States government. So this is a method of overcoming that. I'm not going to run this way. So.
It's a unique, simple, but highly lucrative program. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on this show. My name is Will Saltzmans, and I'm happy to be with you tonight. What I'm about to show you is a unique, simple, but highly lucrative program that allows you to earn bonuses in the form of investment gold bars for an amount of approximately 7,000 euro. It is roughly 9,000 US dollars for those of you who prefer to calculate in dollars. They can be kept in certified gold storage vault as investment or instantly sold. Although I can't provide you with any performance guarantees as there are too many components involved, including your own activity or lack of it. Based on experience, it is reasonable to expect this outcome in approximately 2 months. I will add that return is roughly 11 times your initial investment, and you are not expected to spend significant amount of time to achieve it. Also, this is not one-time deal, as you can repeat this process as many times as you want. It has the potential to become a complete autopilot residual income source. I hope I've got your attention, so please set everything aside for a moment and spend a short while as free of any distractions as possible. Let me briefly introduce you with the company. The founder company, well-established gold trading company, Gold and Silver Physical Metals, is registered in München, Germany. In 2010, on the territory of United Arab Emirates, Dubai, it registered daughter company Emgoldex for the purpose of operating an online store trading investment gold bars. Currently, this company has more than 50,000 clients worldwide. You may ask, why Dubai? First of all, because Dubai is a historical marketplace of gold trading. Dubai is the largest center of gold trade in the Middle East and the Indian region. The city exports an average around 300 tons of gold per year and is the fastest growing center of gold trade in the world. Second, because Emgoldex is offering the product that is produced in the United Emirates. The product of the company is investment gold bars produced by Emirates Gold PMCC, largest manufacturer of investment gold in the Middle East. Every gold bar is supplied with a quality certificate from its producer. Size of bars is in the range of 1 to 100 grams, and all gold bars have the highest purity rate of 999.9%. And third, and most important reason, because sales of gold are not subject to taxation in United Arab Emirates. The same applies to Germany as well. The storage of all client gold takes place in an accredited gold storage vault, Pro Aurum. Pro Aurum has 2 gold storages in Switzerland and 4 in Germany. For a small fee, you can store and insure your gold in Pro Aurum. The European Administrative Office of Emgoldex is located in Munich, Germany. This structure allows companies to operate according to the laws of Germany, providing long-term safety to the clients of company. As you might or might not know, Germany is amongst 3 most powerful countries in Europe, with solid economy and strict regulatory system. Let me share a few facts about gold as investment. In this chart you can see that only within the last decade the price of gold has increased for 440%. It's very hard to find investments safer and more lucrative than gold. Due to its scarce nature and constant demand, it is considered to be one of the safest and most profitable investments. So why the company had to come up with creative marketing solutions, you might ask? Gold is a product that is so simple and understandable to all segments of population. It seems it should be enough to show it and it will sell itself. In reality, it is rather hard to engage the average member of society in investment gold purchase. Too often money is spent elsewhere. Therefore, in 2010, Emgoldex created the Gold Trade International with a simple and straightforward plan of gold purchase, and its goal is to increase trading volumes of investment gold bars and reward anyone willing to help company to increase its trading volumes. So what are you expected to do to receive highly lucrative rewards I initially mentioned? 2 simple tasks. First, you make prepayment for investment gold purchase in amount of €500 plus €40 online shopping platform administration fees. This is one-time payment, and you are not expected to have any other costs in relation to Emgoldex. Your order passes 2 cycles in table of orders. I will explain it more in a moment. After each completed table, you receive bonus gold bars in amount of €3,500 minus 7% transaction fee. By the way, this is where the company is actually making money. I emphasize it to make sure you understand that the company is interested for anyone to complete the table of orders as soon and as often as possible. The second requirement is called 1+2. In order to receive rewards from the program, you are expected to recommend at least 2 people to purchase investment gold bars in Emgoldex program. They are encouraged to do exactly the same. As you might already understand, this formula allows to easily multiply amount of orders. The business model of the marketing program is based on the table of orders. Each table consists of 15 orders. When table of orders is complete, your order is executed and you receive reward. Before I show you the way the table of orders is filled, I'd like to make sure you grasp the very simple concept of combined purchase first. Let's for a moment imagine that you want to purchase something worth €7,000. If you don't have a budget set aside for this need, you can apply the concept of combined purchase. It simply requires you to set aside €500 for 14 consecutive months and to finally purchase something significant for €7,000. Well, I think you should be familiar with this process. The other option of combined purchases for multiple people combine their €500 to make a purchase for one person this month, for other next month, etc., till everyone has received their purchase. So, in this example, this month's purchase for amount of €7,000 is executed for you, next month for Ramona, the month after for Valentin, and so on. When you understand this, it should be easier for you to understand what follows. When your order arrives at the table, your team is already there, so you never, I repeat, never start from zero. The goal for all people whose orders are placed in this table is to fill up level 1 with orders. It is achieved with combined effort from all group. As you remember, everyone participating in marketing program is expected to provide at least 2 recommendations of gold purchase. These orders are added to table of orders. As new orders arrive, everyone in the table is moving towards completion of the cycle. That means reward in form of gold purchase. Orders on the table of orders are placed to provide maximum efficiency. Your order will be placed in the position right above you, or if the spot is taken, in the next available position from left to right. Example, Ramona invited you. Gilbert invited Basil. etc., etc. In this example, table was closed without you even providing a single recommendation. Frank received a bonus in amount of 3,500 euro in gold bars, and his order will proceed to the second table of orders. His order will be placed at the same table of orders where the persons who invited him. When table is closed, it splits into new tables. As I already mentioned, Frank moves to the second cycle of table of orders following person who invited him without any additional investment. When the next table orders are closed, Ramona and Valentin will receive their bonuses as they have reached level 4 already. Tables will split again, and in the next table of order, you will move to the level 3. When that completes, your order will move to level 4. Then, next time it splits, you receive your reward in gold for amount of 3,500 euro and proceed to the next cycle. Now let's review it. You made prepayment in amount of 500 euro plus 40 euro online shop operation fees. Now after a while, your order with collective efforts of existing group has moved to the level 4. Table closed and you received the reward in amount of 3,500 euro. Your first goal should be to achieve this in 1 month. Company keeps 7% of that amount and your order without any additional costs. Enters new table following person who invited you. As soon as the second cycle of table of orders is completed, you will receive another bonus of 3,500 euro, which in total makes 7,000 euro. You can choose to keep it in form of gold bars and throw out in gold storage vault for a tiny fee, or sell them back to the company and receive reward in cash. After that, it is possible to place new order and start the program from the beginning. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen many people who wouldn't like to repeat it again. And this leads us to another amazing discovery. As you remember, you made 2 recommendations and at least 2 people you know placed their orders. If upon execution of second table they decide to place new order, their order will be placed following your order. The same with their recommendations. It means when you have made your 2 recommendations, you have built yourself a residual income cash machine. Now, I assume you are interested but still concerned about possible risks. Let's imagine the worst scenario. You haven't been able to make 2 recommendations and tables are closed. Yes, you have missed an opportunity to make more than 6,000 euro pure profit, but you still receive your gold bars for the amount of 500 euro. You can sell them or keep them in a storage. The company is willing to buy them back at any moment. The point is, there is no risk for anyone involved. In conclusion, I would like to thank you for being with me tonight. I don't expect this brief presentation answered all your questions about this amazing opportunity.
I will be happy to make this presentation, what I just told you earlier, to your people. We've just remodeled our office, the Emgoldex office, which is right across the street from Evergreen Memorial Cemetery. But we can only accommodate, I think, 30 people. About 30 people in there, and that's it, because we've had people spilling out into the hallway, and it was just not good. So I'll be happy to make this presentation to your people if you bring them in. Now, I may have to have a translator because I can't do it in your language. But, I mean, that's going to be up to you if that's something that you want to do. And Elizabeth's got her business card, so she can give you her business card if this is something that you're interested in doing. Anything else you need to talk about?
Any questions?
Questions about the program?
Svetlana, give more information about now situation here.
Oh yeah, I wanted to let you guys know that within 4 months, about 50 people have received 50 people that received money from this opportunity over here, and I'm one of them actually. So
that's good.
Yeah.